every Jewish teen can find a place to call home is moving. And it's an example for the entire Jewish community. At the end of 2010, inspired by your efforts, I sent the following letter to all BBYO professionals and more than 600 advisors throughout North America. The message stated the following. As you know, BBYO has a stated core value and commitment to being an open and welcoming place for any Jewish teen, regardless of background, denominational affiliation, or sexual orientation. This approach has shaped our community for decades, is embraced by our teen leaders, and is, in my opinion, responsible for our significant growth in recent years. I continued in writing. Unfortunately, our greater society doesn't reflect the kind of community we have created in BBYO. Over the past several months, our country has seen a tragic number of suicides brought on by bullying, intolerance, and homophobia. In response, our team leaders, you, have initiated a relationship with Keshet, a grassroots organization dedicated to creating a fully inclusive Jewish community for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender Jews. Our Grand Aleph Gadol and International Messiah, Jeremy Sherman and Ariel Brody, have already signed the Pledge to Save Lives, sponsored by Keshet, on behalf of BBYO. It is my hope that all BBYO professionals, advisors, and teams will sign on as individuals. Staff and advisors play a key role in building a community where every teen is respected for who they are. Where some school systems are failing, BBYO has a unique role to provide safety and community for any teen who may feel marginalized. This was one of the proudest letters that I ever wrote on behalf of this organization. And I'm also proud to tell you that since I wrote it, more than 2,000 BBYO teens, professionals, and advisors have signed on to the Keshet Pledge. As much as we encourage each of you to take action and help better our world, we know that this work cannot be done without the support of our advisors, those adults who work with our chapters most closely. I would now like to call up Joe Patel to present the
I'm really honored to have the opportunity to be up here tonight. But I know I wouldn't be doing this experience justice if I didn't bring up a few of my friends. So, I would like to introduce a few people to you. I would like to call up a member of Ramon ACA, number 195, Dor Carpel. Alumni of Ramon ACA, and Roy Madison. I'd like to call up one of the advisors of Ramon ACA, Jeremy Pelzer.
Grand Aleph Gadol, my brother Olives. I start speeches with this because I'm an Olive. Dan Appleman has been saying this at the start of every one of his speeches for 20 years now. But for him, it's an advisor report. It's his way of showing the chapter that he is not above them. Even though he's not an Olive, he starts his reports the same way that every Olive does. Dan has the same goal as all advisors, to make Ramon and its Olives as good as he can. But he does it in his own unique way. Dan's all about respect. He often discusses how most adults nowadays do not have any faith in teenagers. They always assume that teenagers are only capable of being up to no good. Dan, on the contrary, respects and believes in teenagers. So much so that in his own subtle ways, Dan leads teenagers to accomplish what some adults may not believe is even possible. Ever since its inception, with Dr. Susei's EA in 1991, our chapter has routinely crossed the boundaries of the attainable. In addition to events every Saturday and Sunday, and every other Wednesday, our chapter has accomplished some incredible feats, such as trips to Japan and Israel. Through these 19 years of chapter history, many generations of leaders have come and left our chapter. We've even had 2 different names. But the one consistent variable for the entirety of Ramon AZA's career, existence, has been that Dan Alberman has been our advisor. Anyone that knows Dan is certain that he has not completed any of these chapter achievements himself. Dan is a firm believer that BBYO must be strictly youth-led. However, it's no coincidence that our chapter has experienced consistent excellence. So we've had consistent, excellent advising. All of these impressive milestones that Ramon AZA has achieved have happened because Dan has advised us in a way that encourages all of us to dream big, and then to make those dreams a reality. Dan will drop subtle hints for people to do something ambitious. If you tell Dan that you enjoy eating Asian food, he might point out that the chapter's never been to China. Hopefully this will get you to either plan a Chinese culture night or maybe even a trip all the way to China. How do you think we got to Japan? He also makes sure to provide immense support for every effort that someone makes to challenge the status quo. Anyone who has come up to Dan asking if some idea would be okay under policy knows that before Dan will ever say no, he'll make every possible effort to find out a way to say yes. Dan's style of advising leads to lots of bold ideas by the ultimate Ramon AZA, but not all of them can come into fruition. However, Dan puts a large emphasis on learning from one's mistakes. When I was a freshman, I was the leader of the chapter slow song for the regional spirit competitions. I decided that year for slow song, I would turn our chapter into an orchestra with myself as the conductor. The only obstacles were that I was a very poor conductor and that the chapter was not a very good orchestra, leading to, quite frankly, a bad competition entry. That's why I was shocked that next Wednesday, during the business meeting, when Dan said that his absolute favorite moment of the convention was our slow song. Even though it did not go as planned, the fact that we were creative and ambitious enough to try to turn a bunch of teenage boys into an orchestra was more valuable than any piece of paper saying that we got first place could ever be. Dan, during my first board overnight, nearly 4 years ago, you shared with me all of the incredible feats our chapter's alumni have accomplished. I soon learned it was the mindset that you instilled in them that has pushed them to their success. You told me that night that someone from our chapter will win a big international award one day. Turns out that someone is you. Ramon AZA, I'd like to thank you and Jeremy Falcon for making CRW and Ramon AZA come with the best advising in the world. And congratulations on everyone. The international order to CRW number 4 and to Ramon AZA number 1. I remain and will always remain all of Carver.